The Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Nikola Jokic's recent championship run has sparked a worldwide debate about where he ranks amongst the all-time greats. And with the GOAT debate being mainly reserved for two perimeter players, the big man deserves his own separate discussion. Just who is the best center of all time? Jokic, Shaq, Dream, Wilt, or Kareem? These five men may have all played the same position, but they all played it differently, using varying degrees of combinations of strength, skill, and intellect, while all still possess something unique to themselves. While every other center ever needed a guard to bring the ball up and pass the ball to them, Jokic is the only one who can bring the ball up and initiate the offense himself. Shaq, plain and simply, was too strong for everybody. Hakeem is by far the most agile center of all time. Wilt could score from anywhere. And Kareem, of course, has the most unstoppable shot in NBA history, the skyhook. Deciding who's the best out of this group is a 7-foot-tall task. Let's begin by taking a look at their career numbers. The scoring numbers, based on career average, have Wilt Chamberlain at number 1 with 30.1 points per game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2 at 24.6 points per game. Shaquille O'Neal is number 3 at 23.7 points per game. Olajuwon is number 4 at 21.8 points per game. And Jokic is 5th at 20.2 points per game. Their individual high in scoring remains the same, with Wilt coming in number 1 at 50.1 points per game, Kareem number 2 at 34.8 points per game, Shaq is at 29.7 points per game, Dream is at 27.8, and Jokic is at 27.1. The Big Dipper holds the obvious edge in the scoring department. Career rebounding numbers once again places Wilt in first with 22.9 rebounds per game. Kareem is second with 11.2, barely edging out Hakeem at third with 11.1. Shaq comes in at fourth with 10.9 rebounds per game, and Nikola is fifth at 10.5 rebounds per game. An individual highest rebound season, like in scoring, also remains in the same order, with Wilt's 27.2 coming in first, the captain's 16.9 coming in second, Dream's 14 putting him third, Shaq's 13.9 putting him fourth, just a hair above Nikola at 13.8. Now thus far, Jokic has placed last in the previous two categories, but he's the clear-cut frontrunner in assists, with his career average of 6.6 being first. The next closest is the Stilt at 4.4 assists per game, Kareem at 3.6 assists per game, and Shaq and Hakeem tying at 2.5 assists per game for each. Individual assist highs again, Jokic leads with 9.8 being his highest, but second place is closer than you may think, with Wilt having a high of 8.6 assists. Kareem's 5.0 places him third, Shaq at 3.8 assists per game is fourth, and Hakeem at 3.6 assists per game is fifth. Now this probably shouldn't be a category, but when you consider how much more the three-point shot is a factor during Nikola Jokic playing days than the other four, it has to be taken into account. Nikola Jokic, far and beyond, leads this category. He has 1,702 three-point attempts with 593 three-point makes. The other four guys combined only have 164 three-point attempts and 29 makes. It should be noted that three-pointers were not in existence during Wilt Chamberlain's playing. Switching over to the defensive side of the center position, the blocks have Olajuwon in first in career rankings with 3.1 blocks per game. Jabbar is second with 2.6 blocks per game. O'Neal is third with 2.3 blocks per game. And Jokic is fourth with 0.7 points per game. Highest season average for blocks again placed Dream first at 4.6. Captain is second with 4. Shaq is third with 3.9. And Joker is fourth with 0.9. Again, blocks were yet another stat not counted during Wilt Chamberlain's play. As far as individual numbers, Chamberlain is ranked first in 2 categories. Olajuwon is ranked first in 1 category. Jokic is first in 1 category, 2 if you count threes. And Shaq is first in no category. More on that later. Now, let's take a look at their resumes. Nikola Jokic is a 5-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, 3-time All-NBA First Team, 1-time champion, and 1-time Finals MVP. Shaquille O'Neal is a 15-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, 8-time All-NBA First Team, 4-time champion, 3-time Finals MVP. He's also a 2-time scoring champion, 3-time All-Defensive Player, and the 1993 Rookie of the Year. Hakeem Olajuwon is a 12-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, 12-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time champion, and 2-time Finals MVP. Now this is where Dream really sets himself apart from the rest of the pack, defensively. Olajuwon is a 3-time block champion, 2-time rebound champion, 9-time All-Defensive Player, and 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Wilt Chamberlain is a 13-time All-Star, 4-time MVP, 7-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time champion, 11-time rebound champion, 2-time All-Defensive Team, and he's the only center in history to be a 1-time assist champion. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a 19-time All-Star, 6-time MVP, 15-time All-NBA First Team, 6-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time scoring champ, 11-time All-Defensive Player, 1-time rebound champion, and 4-time block champion. As previously stated, ranking these greats is a tall task. Jokic doesn't have the defensive prowess or score as much as the others, but his overall game and impact cannot be overstated. Shaq couldn't shoot, but no other was as dominant. Dream seems to have the best blend of offensive and defensive skills. Wilt was the greatest beast, statistically speaking, and also the only one to come close to Jokic in overall skills, having 78 triple-doubles, and again being the only center to win an assist title. And Kareem has the overall most legendary career when considering his titles, awards, stats, and longevity. But decisions have to be made, and the top 5 centers of all time are, in this order. Number 5, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt has the most impressive individual stats, but 2 rings over his 14-year career. Had Wilt managed to win just a few more, he would be ranked higher. Number 4, Nikola Jokic. And yeah, I know, Joker only has 1 ring. We should remember to consider he is just now entering his prime and has much of his story left to be written. With that said, for that same reason, I couldn't rank him higher than 4th. Jokic is 1 of 1 though, being the only point center in history, and he has a chance to move up over time. Number 3, Hakeem Olajuwon. Dream's excellence on both sides of the ball, combined with his unmatched moves in the paint, puts him at third. He may be the best championship center to win a title with the least amount of talent surrounding him during that 93-94 season, and that has to be taken into account. Number 2, Shaquille O'Neal. Although Shaq doesn't lead amongst these five in any category, either team-wise or individually, you can't find another player at any position in NBA history who was more unstoppable. And for that reason alone, I have Shaq at number 2. And number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How can it not be Kareem? 19-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 11-time All-Defensive Team, 4-time block champion, 2-time scoring champion, number 2 all-time in NBA scoring history, 6-time MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 6-time champion across 2 different franchises. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not just the greatest center of all time, he may be the greatest player of all time. How would you rank these 5? As always, let us know in the comments. We out.